felt a weight lift from my chest. Now that you know just how I feel, I held it in for far too long. I couldn't tell if this was real. How it feels to be hurt than to love. Oh no, you made it possible for me. That's why I give you it. And I gave another chance to hold you tonight. Come on. Hold you, boy, with all of my might. And almost let you slip away.
What's up, Curlies? It's your girl Talise, aka Curly Tails, and I'm back here with another video. And today, as you can tell from the title and my special guest here, we're going to be doing part 2 of our Netflix recommendations to watch during the quarantine. So we're going to be sharing about 5 shows with you guys, plus a few honorable mentions. And we're very excited to be doing this video because we got a lot of great responses on the last one.
Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely did.
We did.
Before we get started with this video, I just want to say welcome back to all my subscribers. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. And make sure you hit the subscribe button right below this video. And also make sure you ring that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a video. And if you have a natural hair channel and I'm not yet subscribed to you, comment that down below and I'll subscribe back. Alright, let's get started. Before we get started, I just wanted to show you guys this wash and go. This is day 5 of my Soultanicals wash and go. It's still holding up, but it is a lot frizzier at this point. But I do still have a lot of definition, and it's still soft and moisturized.
And it still has a lot of volume.
And it has a great amount of volume. Thank you. The volume is popping. So this is what it looks like closer up. You guys can definitely see the volume and the frizz, but I'm here for it, and I'm really loving it. I love this soft wash and go.
So our first show is Castlevania. It's one of my favorite shows.
It's a really great show.
So good. There's not a whole lot bad that I can say about it. If you have ever played any of the video games, all the way back from the 80s, like it's such.
It started in the 80s?
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, it started as a video game, but now Netflix has made a show about it. They just put out the 3rd season. We already watched it, and it was crazy. But this is, we didn't say, but this is an animated show, and it is, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So we can say.
This show has vampires, it has magicians, it's got
vampire hunters, it's got
just all kinds of sorcery.
Yeah, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So what are your 2 words that you would use to describe this show?
So my 2 words are mystical and violent.
Those are really good words. Violent does not even cover the amount of just kind of killing and crazy stuff that goes on the show.
What about yours?
My words are Dracula. My first word is a name, and it's Dracula. Yes, Dracula is on this show. So if you're a fan of the book or any of like the Dracula myth or story, then you will probably enjoy this show. And my second word is going to be, I think I'm just going to go with Brandon and go with violent. And he gave me the idea of chaos. Chaos definitely works for this show. There's always like 1,000 things going on, and it does get intense, but we love it.
So the next one is going to be Sabrina.
The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Yes, I think there's 4 parts now.
There is 4 parts.
There's 4 parts now. We're obsessed with this entire show. From the first part, we've been just binge watching it. It's so freaking good. Like, it's nothing like the Sabrina that we used to watch back in the day. That is just light, fluffy Sabrina compared to this one. This one is very dark. It's funny. It's relatable. I mean, it's set while they're in high school. It's really cool. I like it a lot. I mean, it's relatable in some ways, and probably a little bit of ways.
Barely.
It's called The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina for a reason. It does get scary. So if you don't like scary, you won't like it. I'd say it's a little bit like Charmed. So if you watched Charmed a few years back, I haven't had a chance to check out the new version of Charmed. I do want to check it out. But if you did like that, or if you like this new one, then you'll probably like Sabrina. Sabrina, I think, takes it farther, but it's really good. My words for Sabrina are going to be wild. And this word probably specifically goes for Sabrina because she does some very wild things. And you're probably going to be like, Sabrina, what are you doing? Can you wait 5 seconds? Can you just
I know
chill?
Exactly what you're
Can you
talking
please
about.
chill, Sabrina? But she's super wild, and I still love her. And then my other word is the devil. Like, this show does really get into like deviltry and like Satanism, and I don't know the words for that kind of stuff, but it does start to, it doesn't even start to, that is one of the big, like, themes of the show. But if you like shows about witches and magic and things like that, then you'll like it, especially if you like dark stuff.
So for my first two, I'm actually going to go with the name, part of the name of the show, which is Chilling Adventures, because everything about that show is just taking you on an adventure, whether it's in town or not. Like, it is just full-on ride, roller coaster, up and down. It's crazy.
You better stop!
And then the second word that I picked was magical.
Magical.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
It's very
magical. There's a lot
magical.
of magic going on.
Yeah. So the next one on our list is Locke Key. Locke Key is very magical. It will just blow your mind on everything that goes on, and it's very much so just a roller coaster. It's gonna. I know I said that for Sabrina, but
basically everything we watch ends up being a roller coaster. We like those kinds of shows.
It's gonna just be a mind blower.
Yeah, it's a newer show to Netflix. It just came either at the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020. I want to say it was in 2020, and it is. I don't think I've ever seen a show like this. Like, it kind of reminded us of Harry Potter. Like, it gives you that vibe, but it's not like Harry Potter. Really, it's different.
It's dark like Harry Potter.
It is dark.
Actually, in ways, it's darker.
Yeah.
My words are going to be magical keys and plot twist.
So I actually chose the exact same words for this one. We're on the same page. I chose just the word keys because, as you can tell from the title, keys are very important to the show. They're the main object that the characters have and use, and they just do so many amazing things. And my other word was plot twist because you really need to pay attention when you're watching this show.
And you're going to get lost really quick if you don't pay attention.
Thanks.
The next one is an animated show, and it's one of my favorites.
We love our animated shows.
We do. This is Soul Eater.
Soul Eater, yes. What can we even say about Soul Eater? There is a lot going on this show, just like every show we watch. It actually has about 3 different groups of main characters. It's like the character and their weapons.
And the weapons are people too.
Yeah, they are. Which was like the coolest thing when I first started watching it. Brandon introduced me to it about over a year ago, and it is definitely one of my favorites. It's probably in the top spot just because it was the first anime I really ever watched the whole thing for. So I love Soul Eater. So for this one, my 2 words are going to be 2 character names, and they are Maka and Soul. They're one of the pairings between the weapon and their Meister, which is like the weapon master type of thing. So Maka is the Meister and Soul is her weapon, and he is a death scythe, which is, I'm going to put a picture of it because I don't even know how to describe it. I'm just going to put a picture of it up, and they're just a really great pairing together. They like they really balance each other out, and I love them.
They're a total powerhouse.
They are, and they're like opposites, so it just works really well. Because Maka does get extra at sometimes, and Soul he's always chilling, he mellows her out. He's really great.
So my first word is going to be the Kishin. Kishin are people who have gone completely evil after consuming a certain amount of souls, which I found really interesting.
Crazy.
Very crazy.
Super crazy. As crazy as it sounds. Maybe crazier.
And then my second word is friendship.
Yes, friendship is super important to the show.
It's especially important for a certain character who I will not name, so that way you guys can watch the show and find out.
So our last show before we get to the honorable mentions is Umbrella Academy, and this is also a newer show to Netflix. It came out in 2019, and it has a pretty well-known cast, I'd say, and it comes from a comic book that was written by he was a lead singer, right? The lead singer of My Chemical Romance, which is a band that I do not know, but Brandon knows them very well. I really couldn't even name one of their songs right now, but I know that they're a super popular band, and what's his name? Gerard?
Yeah, it's Gerard.
Gerard Way or something.
I think it's Way, yeah.
Yeah, he's the lead singer, former lead singer. They broke up or they're back together. I don't know nothing about them.
It's in speculation. No one actually knows.
Oh, well. I think they're fans. You want them to get back together?
It would be really cool if they did.
Yeah, we want them to get back together.
So the show is about superhuman people with extraordinary abilities that were all born on the exact same day. Exact same time. Out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is something you find out at the very beginning of the show, so it's not a spoiler, but we just wanted to tell you guys that. And if you guys have seen Juno, Ellen Page, who was Juno, is a star of this show. Mary J. Blige is also on this show. She plays a very badass character, so I think you guys will like her. I mean, you'll love and hate her at the same time, but you'll think that she's fierce. And her character's name is Cha-Cha, I believe, and then she has a partner named Hazel. And if you've ever seen Misfits, this was another superhero show that came out a few years ago. It's a British show. I can't even remember the channel it comes on. I was just watching it online. But the guy who plays Nathan is one of the characters on this show named Klaus. And if you remember Nathan is insane, and so is Klaus. That's all I have to say.
So my 2 words for the Umbrella Academy is plot twist. And 5. 5 is one of the characters in the show. He is a very unique character.
Definitely.
He can...
I don't know if we should tell you.
I
guess we could tell them what he can do. What can he do?
So he can go through time and space.
Mm-hmm.
And
so he can time travel.
He can time travel. he can do some pretty extraordinary things.
Definitely. I would say he's for sure. I'm gonna say he's my favorite character. I love the people who say the wildest things, and he's just always saying something crazy. And he's also played by like a child, so it's even funnier.
And he does not care whatsoever about anything.
He cares not at all. I'm choosing 5 as one of my words too, and my other word is going to be apocalypse, because this show is all about the end of the world. Now it is time for our honorable mentions, and we're going to start off with the other Marvel shows on Netflix that we didn't talk about in the last video. We only talked about Jessica Jones because that's my favorite. Is that your favorite too?
It's pretty close. Like, there's one that we haven't mentioned that I'm going to.
That's your favorite?
Yes.
Okay, so Jessica Jones is my favorite out of all of them, but we love all of them. We love them all. There's 5? There's 5 or 6 of them?
There's 5, yeah.
There's 6
of them. 6.
Yeah, so there's Jessica, which we already mentioned, and then there's also The Punisher, which we love, and there's Daredevil. Is that your favorite?
No.
Daredevil's not your favorite? Is Luke Cage?
No.
I know it ain't the Iron Fist.
It is.
Iron Fist is your favorite? I know my friend Catherine is probably cracking up right now. Everybody hates Iron Fist. Of course it's Brandon's favorite.
Yeah.
No, it's not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite after all of them, but I still love it. It's just not my favorite.
I like the fact that Iron Fist is pretty corny.
It's corny.
It is.
Mm-hmm. You like that it's corny.
I do. It's actually hilarious to watch.
Okay. So, Brandon just blew my mind, but yes, the Iron Fist is apparently his favorite, and I didn't know that. But, got me, I can't even talk now. But there's also the Defenders, where they all come together besides the Punisher. So that show did have Jessica, it had Daredevil, it has Luke, and it has the Iron Fist fighting together to stop a huge villain. So it only had 1 season, so I don't think it's ever going to come back, because now that Disney has their own streaming service, all of these Marvel shows have been canceled, so we were sad about that. But if you guys can still check them out and binge watch all of them, because Jessica has 3 seasons, Luke has 2, Iron Fist has 2, and Daredevil has 3. I think the Punisher has 2, so there's a lot to work with if you do want to get into these shows, and we would definitely recommend it. If you wanted to watch them in order, I can break it down real quick if you guys wanted me to. You think I should?
I think you should.
Okay, all right. I'll just break down the first seasons. If you wanted to just start it and watch it in order that it came out, you would have to start with Daredevil season 1, and then you would go to Jessica, And Luke is actually introduced in Jessica, and then after Jessica, you would watch Luke Cage season 1, and then you would watch Iron Fist season 1. And then after that, I can't really remember how they did it. I think you have to get all the way through season 2 before watching The Defenders. Season 2 of Daredevil?
I think it's Daredevil, yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have to get through season 2 of Daredevil before you watch The Defenders. So if you want to watch them in order, I would recommend it. That's how I watched them. I really liked it like that. I love it. I love superhero shows. We love superhero shows.
We do.
They're our favorites.
If you couldn't tell from our list, we really love them.
Definitely.
So the other honorable mention is one of my personal favorites for superhero shows, and that's The Flash.
That's The Flash. I like The Flash too. It's just not my favorite. Brandon definitely loves it way more than I do.
I'm actually wearing a shirt for The Flash right now.
He's wearing a Flash shirt right this second. If you don't know who The Flash is, he's the fastest man alive, which he will tell you every episode.
Every episode.
Yes, he has a bright red suit, and when he runs, there's like lightning behind him. So it's kind of cool.
A trail of lightning.
Trail of lightning. Yeah. One thing I do love about The Flash is a white guy, but there are a lot of black people on The Flash. The love of The Flash's life is a woman named Iris, and she's black, and her dad is actually the one who took Barry in. Barry has a hard life, a very hard life, and he gets taken in by Iris's dad when he's a young boy. So he's basically like a surrogate father to him, and he's a huge character on the show, and it's got a pretty diverse cast. I love The Flash. I said I just liked it, but I love it.
My 2 words are going to be metahumans, and this one's going to be extended. World-ending destruction.
Oh. Okay. And then my 2 words, one of them is my favorite character, Cisco Ramon. He is a scientist that works with The Flash. He makes all of his suits, and he's just adorable, so funny. He's always naming all the metahumans. He's just the best.
He loves that.
He loves that. And then my other word is my other words, I guess, are alternate dimensions. So on this show, you definitely are going to go to different Earths and just see everything that DC thinks the universe has going on. Okay, so we switched positions really quick because our last 2 honorable mentions are just shows that I watch. Well, I watch them with my sister. Brandon doesn't really watch these, but I just couldn't in this video without mentioning them because I love them so much. So the first one is going to be a new show to Netflix. It's called Queen Sono, and I believe it is it's not the first African show, but I think it's like the first African produced show. Something like that. I'll try to put what exactly it is somewhere on the screen. But it is, like I said, it's an African show, and it is about this woman that's a spy. Her name is Queen Sono, and she is just the fiercest, most badass. Like, she really just cuts up. Like, you don't see a lot of spy shows about black women, so I really loved it. My sister and I loved it. Carice watched it twice. Like, that's how much she loved it. She watched it once by herself, and then we watched it together. The show is set in South Africa, and Queen, she just does some unbelievable things. Your jaw's gonna be on the floor watching her just handle stuff. I'm gonna ask my sister what her 2 words are for these 2 shows, and I'm gonna put them somewhere on the screen. But my words for Queen Sono are gonna be super spy and natural hair, because she does have her natural hair for the entire show. So I love that too. And the other show is another anime, and it is called Hunter x Hunter. And Netflix actually doesn't have all of the episodes, so my sister and I aren't caught up. But we are caught up with everything that's on Netflix. They have the first 4 seasons, and I think there's 2 more. So the show is about a main character named Gon Freaks. He's a kid, but he's super strong, and he can just do things that adults can't do. Like, he's the bomb. And he is trying to become a hunter, which is like a very skilled fighter that you have to pass a test to become a hunter. And he wants to take this test so he can become a hunter like his dad, who abandoned him. He wants to find him, and I don't really like his dad because, like, I love Gon. How could you abandon Gon? I'm not here for it. Gon is just the best, and he makes some great friends along the way, including his bestie Killua, Kurapika, who is just a beast, and there's also Leorio, who's he's awesome too. Compared to them, he's not as impressive, but I love him too. the characters on Hunter x Hunter are very unique, and you never know what you're gonna get from them, and they're all just like, they're ready to fight and they're ready to do whatever they need to do. So it's a really great show. So my words for Hunter x Hunter are friendship. Gon is just a really great friend to all of his friends. He will do anything for somebody he cares about. That's just one of the things I love about him. He's just great. When you watch it, you're just gonna love him. And my other word is os. This is something that you're going to have to look forward to if you watch it. I don't think they say it until season 3, but I really do think you guys should watch this show. So if you get to that part, so if you watch it and you can get to that part, comment that down below on one of my videos, and I would just love that so much. I just thought of one more show that I love so much, and it is another animated show, and I just cannot end this video without mentioning it. It is probably one of my favorite animated shows that I have ever seen. It is another diverse show, which is what I love to see. This is a cartoon called Kipo, and this is just, I thought it was so beautiful. It did have me crying a few times. Kipo is just a really charismatic, sweet, helpful, like, wonderful girl, and she will try to save anybody that's in trouble, like anybody, period. She doesn't care if she's ever seen you before. She's gonna try to help you, and I just love that about her. Brandon did watch this show with me. I also watched it with my sister. As soon as I started watching it, I had to just tell them about it because it is so good. We finished it. I think there's only like 10 episodes, but it is just a worthwhile watch. Like, it just, and I feel like it's good for the whole family. Like, some of these shows, don't watch them with your family because they're not for kids for sure. But Kipo is just a beautiful show with a beautiful message, and it
definitely is family friendly. It's one of those shows that will keep you on your toes.
Yeah.
So.
It's action packed for sure. The words that I would use for this show are post-apop.
That is not correct.
I cannot say post-apocalyptic for some reason, but that is what this show is about. It's like all of the humans have gone below ground, and basically animals rule the world. So there is one animal that's in charge.
Scarlemagne.
Yes, Scarlemagne, and you guys can just tell from his name how evil he is.
He's actually one of my words.
Yeah, that's a good one. And my other word is music. Music is very important to this show and to Kipo. They're always singing. I wouldn't say it's a musical, so if you don't like musicals, I don't think you'll hate it. But they do sing from time to time, and music, it has a way of bringing all these animals together, so I love that.
It's got a really good vibe.
It has a great vibe. Do you have another word for this one?
I actually don't. Like, that's, Scarlemagne was like my...
That's the word for you?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really hope you guys check out some of these shows and let us know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe, share, and comment down below any videos you'd like to see. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye. And make sure you check out part 1 if you didn't see that one. I'll link it down below in the description. Bye.